I spent the last hour and a half, 2 hours, looking up every single Republican senator so that you don't have to. And now I'm going to tell you why they're still not going to vote to impeach him. Apologies in advance for 3 reasons. Number 1, I've been gardening. Number 2, these are what my actual notes look like, front and the back. And number 3 is that I forgot what number 3 was. So a quick recap of how impeachment works. If for Donald Trump and this whole administration to be impeached, what would have to happen is the House of Representatives puts forth the articles of impeachment. They vote on it. If they agree and it passes, and it has passed in the past, then it goes to the Senate, and then the Senate votes on it, and they decide if they are guilty, they are then charged with their crimes, or they're not guilty of the crimes, and they're not charged. I think it's important to note that during the first administration, the only reason he was not convicted is because the DOJ refused to prosecute him based on the fact that he was not, at the time, the sitting president. Even though he was about to become the sitting president, it had the strongest bipartisan support of any presidential impeachment in American history, and it didn't pass. Not guilty. Back to now. So skipping a part to the head where it just goes to the Senate, we would still need 67 votes to pass of guilty. As it stands, we only have 47 Democratic representatives, which means that we would need 20 Republicans to vote guilty. And the numbers are not looking good. Keep in mind, moving forward, the average American household has a net worth of less than $200,000. Now, please note, I did not include the Democratic senators in this because we're only worried about getting those 20 votes. So the Democrats, if someone wants to go through and look up every single Democratic senator, they want to look up their relationship with Trump, and they want to look up the likelihood of them supporting him, and everything else that I've done, go for it. I'll even repost your video. But this is just about the impeachment, so grain of salt. So of the 57 Republican senators, what percentage of them do you think are millionaires? What if I told you it's 81%? 46 out of the 57 Republican senators are millionaires. Of the 46 millionaires, 20 of them are valued at over 10 million. 9 of them are valued at over 50 million. And 4 of them have a net worth of over 200 million. Standouts among them being Pete Ricketts from Nebraska, worth $213 million. He's hunting in his intro video, if you go onto his website, very of the people, this man with almost $250 million. And let's see, next then we have former Florida Governor Rick Scott. Can you believe I've actually met him twice? It was terrifying both times, like meeting a dementor in real life, just no soul in those eyes. Anyway, he's worth $320 million. Isn't that nice? John Thune, $345 million. But not to be outdone, at the top of the list, we have Ted Budd, who is worth a whopping approximate $660 million. Average American net worth, less than $200,000. There are 12 candidates that might actually oppose Trump. But if you might notice, 12 is a smaller number than 20. So I'm still firmly of the belief that he would never be impeached. The Senate would never vote to impeach him. But let's talk about these 12 to just maybe give us a glimmer of hope, maybe, right? So the 4 Republicans that voted in favor of him being impeached the first time were Richard Burr, Mitt Romney, Sass, I can't read what I put here, and Pat Toomey. But unfortunately, they are no longer in the Senate, so they're not going to help us this time. But the good news is that there are senators who did vote to impeach him last time that are still in office. Bill Cassidy, MD, Susan Collins, both worth less than $1 million, by the way. And then we have Lisa Murkowski, the senator from Alaska. Well, one of the senators from Alaska. And she is not a fan of him. And she is one of the only ones she's the only one who voted against Trump. And she is technically a millionaire. Her net worth is estimated around $2 million. But that's still one of the lowest among all the Republican senators. She's like way down here. So those are our 3 sure bets. And then there are 5 people who fucking hate Trump. They hate him. It was an absolute pleasure getting to research these people. I mean, as much as one can enjoy researching the GOP in these dark times. Todd Young, another person who is not a millionaire and actually has a lower net worth than the average American. He is very outspoken against the situation in Venezuela. So there's some hope. Katie Britt from Alabama, and she thinks that trying to get Greenland is dumb, and I agree. That's probably the only thing we agree on. We got Ted Budd from North Carolina, who very appropriately, with his name, pushed back against Trump, trying to reclassify marijuana as a class 3 drug. Did you know that? That just happened like a week ago. We got Bill Cassidy, MD, and I actually forgot to mention his name the last time because he also did vote in favor to impeach Trump. And frankly, Bill Cassidy is kind of a rock star in the GOP community as far as anybody who's not MAGA is concerned. Yeah, I actually didn't hate everything about him as I was reading. Not everything, I mean. We got Deb Fisher from Nebraska, and she is like, hey, why are we buying beef from Argentina? That's gonna hurt Americans. And she's right. And again, probably the only thing we agree on. Chuck Grassley from Iowa, and I didn't write any notes by their name, but I put a little heart, so there's got to be something in there that gave me hope. He must have said something about telling Trump to fuck off. I hope so anyway. Oh, probably Greenland. Anyway, we also have Jerry Moran, who also is against Greenland. He's like, hey, we're good. Why don't we take care of America and not fuck with Greenland, right? And to wrap this extremely long video, I just want to quickly talk about the dark horses who could go either way, but even if they did vote in favor, that's still only 15, which is 5 short of 20. In case any of the red hats are watching. We got Mike Crapo from Idaho. Yes, that's really his name, and that's where he really is a senator. And I got a question mark because I just couldn't find out really anything about him. But maybe silence is violence, so. I was hopeful about James Langford at first, but now, ugh. And lastly, Dan Sullivan might have been on our side, but he's probably going to be replaced because the GOP is already against him. If you watch this whole thing, you're amazing. Don't give up hope on the earth. Just give up hope on this Senate ever removing Donald Trump as president. And have a day. Standouts among them being Pete Ricketts, the governor. Standouts among them being Pete Ricketts. Stand out amongst them.